What's going on, everybody? I'm just a cool guy doing cool things like playing NASCAR Heat 4 on a cool, rainy night. Y'all know they got Coke Zero in this town. That's pretty cool. It's just a cool guy chilling out. And you know what? You all remember 2 weeks ago when I talked about that WWF Coliseum Video Mega matches, and I had a part 1 and there was a part 2. Well, guess what? This town has internet too. And they have YouTube. So this is part 3. Now, I'm not 100% sure if I covered this match on part 2 because it was 2 weeks ago, and life has gotten a little crazy for me. Things have blown up, things have gotten, tiny in contrast. Things have happened that I never thought would. So I don't know if I talked about this match. So I'm going to quickly give you a recap on the Bushwhackers versus Rhythm and Blues. It's exactly what you expect. It's two guys that lick each other against an Elvis impersonator and your 8th grade PE teacher with Elvis hair. And I'm in 15th place. That's not cool. But you know what is cool? This guy right here. You know who's also cool? The Earthquake, John Tenta. You know who's also cool? The Big Boss Man, Raymond Traylor. Now, they're not wrestling each other in this next match I'm about to cover, but they are out there because it's everybody's favorite Quebec wrestler turned mafioso, Dino Bravo, versus the late Hulk Hogan, skin of a hot dog, silken yellow hair, birds of a feather, birds of war. It's Quebec versus the U.S. There's nothing to hate about this match. It's a 1990s Hogan match with a guy who moves like a robot. That's being harsh. I actually like Dino Bravo. All he does is punches and kicks. And he falls down really awkwardly. Even more awkwardly than Iron Mike Sharp falls down. But, I believe Dino Bravo could beat up your average dude in a bar fight. Oh, damn. I'm already past 30 laps. Oh, God, that guy's almost about to hit me. So, of course, Hogan comes out, House of Fire, eventually the Earthquake. Well, first there's this really cool spot where Jimmy Hart gets on the ring, and Earthquake tries to get on the ring, and Hogan just hits all of them. Boss Man's just like, well, I guess my job... Oh, yeah, real quick about the Big Boss Man. When he comes out to second Hogan in this match and they make the announcement, I don't know, man. I don't know if this little girl Because they cut to her for like a good 25 seconds before the announcement. Maybe not that long, but it felt like that. And, you know, sure it had to be the Fink. And your special person in Hulk's corner. And it cuts to this little girl. And she's like, just brimming with anticipation. The big boss man. And she just, like, literally, I'm not exaggerating. Like, that was how, like, wide her face was when screaming. She was just like, hey, you know, gotta love that big boss man. Unless you're Nails, then you don't. So, yeah, back to the match now. I couldn't forget to make that point. You know, a cool guy like me can't forget the cool moments of a review. So, you know, the Earthquake grabs the Hulkster's leg. Dino Bravo does Dino Bravo stuff. The staple of any Hulk Hogan match, a 15-minute bear hug in there. You know, it is the best part. Like, especially in 2025, like, I don't know. Even if you were a giant, like a super, super tall guy, or even a super, super cool guy, whatever, like, you're not putting anybody away with this move. And nope, Dino Bravo, he hits that sidewalk slam, confidently goes for the pin. 1, 2, Hulk up off of a sidewalk slam popped me while I was sitting in the car that I was working on today, watching YouTube while working on the car. Anyways, eventually the Earthquake and Jimmy Hart interfere. Boss Man lets them, well, he doesn't let them, but he lets them get in the ring, and then he gets in the ring. Referee throws the match out, and for the 37, 50, I don't know, I'm deciding both views together. For the 50 or so of you that watched part 1 and 2, you know that match is keeping with the theme of mega matches, where no match is ending cleanly with a 1, 2, 3. Don't worry, the last match I review today will change that. Spoiler alert. Now, we're not going to talk about a match. We're going to talk about, and I thought this when I first watched this video back in 2017 in the old town I lived in. I thought this in this video. I thought this about this segment of the video when I watched it in 2017, and I still think the same thing today. And I grew up on 1990s wrestling. So, like, I'm cool with campy. Hell, I might even enjoy campy a little too much. Sorry. But this next segment is probably the most cringe, campiest thing I've ever seen on a wrestling tape. And it's Down Home with Hillbilly Jim. So first off, it cuts to, you know, what's probably used as a lab to manufacture some of that Walter White out in West Virginia. And it's Hillbilly Jim's home. With his Meemaw, or whatever, you know. I'm sure he calls her some sort of name. And, you know, I think they cut to him cutting wood for the fire. You know, because there's a wood stove in the house, and not an electric heater like normal civilized people. Sorry, I'm going to bury this segment. Like, I'm not going to be cool about this. You know? I'm not going to be chill about this. Like, this is bad. Cuts to him cutting wood, you know, introduces him to his grandma's watching TV, and then he starts singing her a song. I guess I should pit here. Everyone else is pitting. You know, And then it's really bad. He's like, I gotta practice my wrestling moves. Throws a dirty mattress on the floor of his kitchen, and then starts dropping elbows on it. Like, that's cool, you know? Like, I dropped elbows on a mattress too, Hillbilly Jim, but I was like 9 years old. And, you know, then the hound dog comes in, and he starts like playfully grappling with the hound dog, and Meemaw gets mad at him and starts hitting him on the head, and I'm just like, wow, this is bad. You know what's not bad is the next match, which is British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith versus Haku with some awesome, awesome tights on. And, you know, it's a long match, but it's not a bad match. If you're a wrestling fan, you're going to probably enjoy this match. If you have someone that's never watched wrestling before, especially because they come to this match right as it's in progress. So there's no, like, you know, you don't get any pop and circumstance of, you know, British Bulldog coming out with the cape and the hair, and Haku coming out snarling and being Haku. You're just seeing these two meat monsters, sweaty as hell, bumping meat, like, in progress. So, like, there's a story to it, but you're coming into it blind. So it's definitely not the match, if you're a wrestling fan, to show someone for their first match to get them into being a wrestling fan. Show them something with some gaga, show them some segments, and then, like, bring them into some matches. Or do whatever the hell you want. I don't care. Don't make new fans. Wrestling fans aren't going anywhere anyways. You know, I'm not being a cool guy right now. I should stop. I should go back to my game. But it's a long match. It's a good match, but it's a long match. It's an old school Madison Square Garden house show match from the 90s where, like, I don't know, I would say maybe Hulk, you know, needed more time to get to the arena, but, you know, he was on fourth back then. So, I don't know the reason why they had so much time. Maybe they just gave him that much time, and, maybe there was a reason. Maybe they had to stretch. Who knows? I was a freaking baby. Anyways, Davey Boy gets the win with the power slam on Haku. And, you know, between the X and the Facebook and the match I just talked about, like, there's so many clips of Davey Boy picking people up and giving them that power slam, that running power slam. And these are like 250 plus pound dudes. And it's just crazy. Like, I don't want to say it outright, but, you know, it's wrestling. So, like, but, god damn, Davey Boy was a strong bastard. And I'm trying to keep my language clean. But, you know, Davey Boy was strong. And to break the cycle of, you know, the way all of the matches have pretty much gone on this Coliseum tape that I've been watching, is Davey Boy wins clean. We finally have a clean match. And that's all I got to today before, you know, I had to go back to working on the car. And, because, you know, a cool guy can take a break, but a cool guy's got to stay working. Or else he can't do cool things. So anyways, it's me. You know who I am. You know what I am. You know what I've been. And you don't know what I'm going to be all about. But you can find out by liking, sharing, and subscribing to my YouTube channel, the Slamtam YouTube channel. I'm sorry, let me say that correctly. The Slamtown / Hood Slam YouTube channel. And, of course, the Stoner U Dojo channel, which, wouldn't you know, I didn't even actually set that up as a segue. That was actually That was pure, completely a coincidence, because tomorrow night, Stoner U is having a show, and the show's called You Can't Touch This. And, I get it. I get it. The Stoner U Dojo is, maybe sometimes not the easiest place to get in and out of. There's not parking. There's a lot of traffic. It's hard to know where it is unless you know exactly what you're looking for. Sometimes we accidentally leave the gate locked and we don't hear people pounding on the gate. You might step in some dog poop. Just saying, it's true. I get it. But tomorrow night, we're going to be at the 7th West in West Oakland on 12th Street. I don't know the exact address, but if you have YouTube and you're watching this, you have a phone and you can use Google, and you can Google 7th West, and you can Google Stoner U on Eventbrite. And you can, we might be calling it Can't Touch This, but you can touch some good wrestling action. I don't know, I couldn't think of a cool segue. Look at my robe, though. It's pretty cool. Anyways, Stoner U, moving on up. 7th West, 12th Street, Oakland, California. Tomorrow night. Full bar, full food, full pro wrestling action. Check out tickets at Eventbrite, or you can just show up at the door and get a ticket, I believe. And, yeah. And for all of you people that don't want to be cool and come out, and, or, maybe you have a valid reason, you don't, live in the area, or, live out of state, you're working a double. I don't know what your reason for not coming and supporting me and Stoner U is, but you can at least support me in whichever Stoner U student I'm wrestling by keeping your eyes tuned to this channel. And now I have to make sure I actually do it, so hold me to that, because I will film my match. And also, you'll have to wait till a little down the line, because they have a lot of matches they go through. But the people that run the Stoner U page will have my match and all matches from tomorrow night up on their Stoner U page. But keep an eye out for the Brutal Rob Hands Stoner YouTube channel. Or, I should change that name. Should I? Or shouldn't I? I don't know. Keep an eye on the channel, and you'll see my match from tomorrow. Early, unedited, the same quality that I'm giving you this video right now. I'm me. I'm cool. I'm going to go do mediocrely okay at this NASCAR game. Bye-bye.